Well, buying under the hammer has always been popular, but choose well and you could get yourself a really good investment.
Yes, I wonder if the bidders on today's show managed to do just that.
Let's take a look at what they bought.
In Earlsfield, London, a spacious one-bed flat is straight out of the 70s.
You just gotta love this yellow wallpaper. It's nearly come back into fashion.
While in Wombourne near Wolverhampton, a 3-bed semi takes me back to the 80s.
2 types of wallpaper, haven't seen that in some time.
And in Honest Wen, Wales, this 2-bed has features that don't belong in any era.
What's that? It's HUtH.
All these properties were bought at auction. We'll find out who got them and how much they paid when these homes went under the hammer.
Sold.
Welcome to Earlsfield, a part of southwest London that is very well positioned. Earlsfield used to be thought of as a place that was a bit stuck in the middle, not quite Wimbledon and not quite Wandsworth. But with the overspill of people being priced out of both of those areas, Earlsfield is increasingly becoming very popular. It comes under the London Borough of Wandsworth, and the area has its own plentiful selection of shops and amenities, and the local railway station can take you to central London in only 12 minutes. The property I'm here to see is on this busy main road, full of shops and restaurants and traffic. Well, it's a 1-bedroom flat in this converted mid-terrace property. Now, it had a guide price at auction of £275,000. It's on the 2nd floor, so there are a few stairs to climb first. Being 2 floors up means the access isn't ideal for everyone, but let's be positive. Oh, this flat's a good one. Now, straight away, I love the fact that you've got these high ceilings. There's character here. It goes right the way back. Look at this lovely staircase. Fantastic. There's a lot you could do with a place like this. You've got a separate loo and bathroom, so you could knock those into one. So straight away, you're just adding to a property like this. And the kitchen, right at the back. Now, not a bad space at all. I think one of the good things is you can get a little table along here so you could sit down and eat in this kitchen. But currently, it's just a bit dated, it's dirty, it's a dump, but it does have potential. It's been a while since this kitchen was anyone's dream, but new units and flooring will fix it.
I'm gonna make it better. I'm gonna get the best and lock it up and swallow the key.
You just gotta love this yellow wallpaper. It's nearly come back into fashion. Right, where are we? So we've got a 1 bedroom. Actually, I think you could call that a double. You'd easily get a double bed in there. And right at the front of the property, you've got the sitting room. A great space, really lovely high ceilings. But the only problem, quite noisy. All the London traffic is humming away outside those little panes, single panes of glass. So you'd have to exchange those for something a little more efficient, I think. But I'm just wondering, I don't think this is the best use of space. I think you could possibly move the kitchen from right the way down the end of the hallway and bring it up here. This is such a big room, it can take it. You could put all the units along the back here. Even think about incorporating a little bit of this space on the landing. You could even move the doorway to that bedroom down a little bit. So you just open this whole place up. Then you would free the kitchen up and you would make that into a bedroom, turning this into a 2-bedroom flat. So you'd be increasing the value of the property by not adding any square footage. Win-win. You would, of course, have to ensure that any work like this meets the building regulations. Or another option, being the 2nd floor, above us is the roof space. So what about a loft conversion? Now, you'd have to check the pitch of the roof to see if it's feasible. But before that, you have to check if you actually own the space. Check the deeds and the legal pack, because the loft up there, it could actually still belong to the freeholder and not to you.
This is a leasehold flat with 125 years left. But any plans to swap that kitchen round or go into the loft will have to comply with the terms of the lease, and then there's the sums. We asked an agent what he thought of this flat, guided at $275,000 could be worth in its various configurations.
As a one-bed, I would value this property after refurbishment at £450,000. As a two-bed, with the conversion of the kitchen into the second bedroom, I would value this at £525,000. And with the conversion up into the loft, you'd be looking at a valuation around about the £560,000.
Assuming the flat's modernised to a good standard, the agent recommended asking for £1,400 per calendar month if it stays as a one-bedroom flat, or £1,800 if it's changed to a two.
Well, with this flat, I think there's lots of room to add value. You could just refurbish what's here and make the best of what you've got. Or I think a better option is to change the layout, change that kitchen into a second bedroom. So let's see who fancied this flat at the auction.
Really good location, you're near the station, shops. Would like kick off on this, 200 anywhere, 200, 205 anywhere, 205, 210, 215. 215 on the phone, you should be here, 220, 225, 255 with you.
As you can see, the bidding from the phone was, well, a little slow. But once it moved into the room, the price shot up.
330.
We rejoined the bidding at $350,000.
350, 351, 352, 353, 354, 355, 357, 358. He's nodding like one of those dogs in the back of the car. 358. Yes. Another go. 358, back in, 359, 360. Just round it off to 360, you never know. Yeah, 360. 361, sorry, 362, 361. First time, second time, third and last time. Have you all done? Sold 361. Sorry, madam.
That determined bidder was Mahmood. Mahmood is a technician for the media industry, and with his successful bid of $361,000, this becomes his first property bought purely as an investment. I met up with him and his wife Lami to find out their plans.
Mahmood and Lami, lovely to meet you both today, and congratulations.
Thank you.
This is a great opportunity, and there is so much you can do with this property. I'm really intrigued to find out how you both see it and what you both think you want to do here.
I'm trying to convert the flat to two bedrooms, and the flat is neat throughout refurbishment. Kitchen, central heating, and everything more or less, because I don't know, it's been neglected.
So, Lami, what do you think?
Yeah, it'll be. I mean, I think we'll do a fantastic job. I can see it already, really. With a bit of his touch and an obsession with tiles, I think it'll. Yeah, we have a bit of an obsession there.
Yes. Let me into the secret. What do you mean, an obsession with tiles?
I think we both have. We both do, don't we? We both like tiles, so.
Yeah, I like tiles
I think
a lot.
we're adding some of our touch in the place.
I think, judging by you two, it's going to be a good job.
I hope so.
If you don't add too many quirky little things in.
No, I hope so.
Okay, can we talk about that? Right, let's just start. Lami, how quirky is he? Like what? Like what would he add that's too quirky?
You know, he might find a bit of a tree outside and bring it inside and decide to add that as a piece of art.
OK, Mahmood, don't get too personal.
No,
Lucy tip, don't get too personal.
No, I'm not. I mean, I have ideas, but I'm not going to tell you.
Tell me.
No.
You have to tell me. That's what you're here for.
Until you'll come again and you'll see. And he said, oh, wow.
He's got a few surprises,
Mahmood,
obviously.
I like your ideas. I think I'm going to need you in the future.
Now, that is just cheating, Mahmood. You're supposed to tell me, and then I'm supposed to come back and say, well done.
Surprise.
Tell her about it. Tell her everything you feel. Give her every reason to accept that you're for real.
Yeah, come on, Mahmood. Let me know what your plans are. Oh well, I'm getting nowhere with this. Let's see if I can find out what his ideas are for the more major changes.
So you mentioned to me you'd like to turn this into a 2-bed flat. How are you going to do that?
I can, the kitchen, I can knock the wall and make it throughout kitchen, living room, but I can't see that living room is going to be small.
Having looked around myself, I think the best option would be to bring the kitchen, that's currently the kitchen, into this room and then free up what is now the kitchen as a bedroom. And then you could even then have an ensuite. So maybe have 2 bathrooms, because that would be quite a good-sized bedroom. So you could maybe have a nice shower room and loo in that master bedroom. So that would really, you know, make this a top-end flat.
Yeah, that's a good idea, to be honest. I've never thought about it.
I think if you're doing it, you might as well do it.
I mean, don't forget we have the loft as well, but that loft is not, still belongs to the freeholder. I'm going to leave the loft to whoever who wants to buy it. It's another potential for them. So to convert it to another bedroom within a suite, so yeah.
How long do you think it's going to take you guys to get the work done?
Well, because I might go with your plans, it's going to hold my contractor, which is going to start tomorrow.
So now, have I just put a little spanner in the works?
Absolutely, absolutely. Now you make me basically
but listen,
hold my horses.
That's what I'm here for,
Absolutely,
to make you hold your horses.
Oh, thank you very much.
Lucy Alexander, schedule destroyer. Yes, if they follow my suggestion, Mahmood and Lammy will need a bit longer than their plan of 6 to 8 weeks, but they have a healthy budget of $35,000, and Lammy's ready to get involved too, reluctantly.
Well, she's going to be the project manager probably, so I'm going to be very busy with my work. So I'm just going to call her, tell her to do it. So she's in charge.
I'll be up and down, really. And
yes.
Just
so
make
basically,
sure that
he's just handing it over to you.
Yes.
Yeah. Not exactly what I wanted. Also, this is more of his project than mine. But yeah, I'll be watching it over and making sure those builders aren't taking too many tea breaks.
Look, I'm really excited to see the outcome of this. I think you've got a great property in a still up-and-coming area. So congratulations.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So lots of options and lots of decisions ahead for Mahmood and Lammy. Will we come back to a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, beautifully tiled flat with a tree? Oh yes, Mahmood has promised us so many surprises. Join us later in the programme and you can find out what they are.
4 miles from Wolverhampton is the village of Wombourne. It might look quiet and picturesque, but during the Industrial Revolution, it was a major producer of nails. Nails and hammer sounds like a perfect mix.
The property I'm here to see is on this peaceful residential estate. Now, it's a 3-bed mid-terrace with a guide price of £100,000 to £105,000. Now, I'm going to have a closer look.
Outside, very presentable, a relatively modern home. Is it the same inside?
Okay, bit of a small porchway here. I'll come back to that later. Straight into the lounge area, which is a little bit dated. 2 types of wallpaper, haven't seen that in some time. You've got a fireplace over there, no fire, and one of these false arches into a small dining area here. You get a small table and chairs there. And the kitchen is here, which is small, but there's enough size in there to turn that around. Bit of TLC, maybe freshen that up a little bit. So far, so good.
Yes, the rooms are a bit small and dated, but there's a surprise on the other side of the hall.
So into the other reception room downstairs. I'm pretty sure this was the garage at some stage and someone's tried to create a bit more space. It feels a little bit disjointed from the main part of the house. You could actually try and knock through this wall here. It is a supporting wall, so it might cost you a few quid. What could you do with it? Could be a kiddie's, I don't know, playroom maybe, office, or maybe an adult's games room. I know which one I'd choose.
Nice big telly, comfy couch. This could be an ideal man cave. Upstairs is more caveman in terms of decor. 3 bedrooms, all of a good size, but needing updating. Speaking of updates, you might want to have a look at the bathroom suite. the back, a good-sized garden, but look up, you might see a problem. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned are those pylons, and there have been studies of late that have linked pylons to health issues. Now, there's no conclusive evidence of that, but I'm pretty sure it would put some people off buying a property so close. Again, I stress there's no official link between pylons and ill health, but they don't make for the most attractive surroundings. We asked an agent from the auction house that sold the property what he thought.
Pylons, they do have some issues. It can cause a problem with buying or selling the property, but it's mainly if they're overhead. I do know there are some building societies that won't even give mortgages on them if they're overhead.
So even with no definite link to health problems, one reason lenders could still be reluctant is that pylons could put prospective purchasers off and future saleability may be affected.
To modernise the property, it wouldn't take a lot. I think the bathroom suite probably wants a change. It's a little dated now. Kitchen, revamp of the units more than change, and really possibly redecorate, clean the carpets. That's about it, really.
Not much work needed here, so could there be profit on the guide price of £100,000 to £105,000?
Once the property is completed, I would anticipate that on the open market, a figure in the region of £125,000 to £130,000 could be achieved. It's a very good rental area. However, I would have thought that anybody buying this type of property would find that the rental income wouldn't justify the capital outlay in the first place. I would imagine that people would pay up to about £600 per calendar month.
The agent in this case thinks the yield isn't great, as he's taken into consideration the cost factors like property insurance and maintenance. And of course, if you choose to use a rental agent, that can take 10% off your rental as well, but still could well be better than just putting it in the bank. This 3-bed mid-terrace doesn't need a lot of work doing to it at all, and you could turn it around pretty quickly. But will people be put off by those pylons? Let's see how it got on at auction.
Vacant freehold mid-terrace house, made a lovely family home and a tremendous residential investment. One board is a really nice part of Wolverhampton. Very, very popular. Who will bid it? Where should we start? 125,000 anywhere? 120, 110, where are we going to start? Nice right number then, £100,000 and my bid to get it started. At £100,000 anyway. £90,000, 3-bedroom house in one born. 85 then? But move on, you'll miss it. What a buy this will be, sir. Thank you. At 85 I bid. At 85 I bid. Is it 95 now? We're all done at 85. Do I have 95 anywhere? 95 is that, sir? 90 then, thank you. At 90. At 90 I bid, so it's 95 now. At 92 is that, sir? 92. 92, is it 95, sir? It's 4. 94. 96, sir? 96, thank you. 98, sir? 98, thank you. 98. So will you fill that up for me at 100? Thank you, sir. And 100,000 out on my right. So 102? No? You need to make your mind up. Here we go. At £100,000, bid number 2, 3, 4. First time, second time, third and last time. Are we all done? Congratulations, sir.
Richard finally managed to get the mid-terrace for the bottom of the guide price at £100,000. He lives 4 miles away and knows the property market here. He came to tell us more about this addition to his small portfolio, while his partner Jane went off to have a look around. Richard, nice to meet you. And congratulations.
No problem, thank you.
Well done. Was this the property you wanted when you went into auction? Was it the only one?
It was around 10 I was looking for, but obviously you don't win them all. Well, only to buy one. Not to buy 10, just to buy one. But obviously this one came along at the right price at the right time, so yeah.
Now tell me, what are you actually going to do? Now you've got it, are you happy with it?
Basically, I need to replace the windows at the rear. The front are OK. Needs a new bathroom, slight tides in the kitchen, and just a basic redecoration. But apart from that, not a great deal.
And tell us about the area, because there's quite a few pylons. It's not a problem to you?
For me, the schooling and the area itself will outweigh that. So it should resell or rent very easily, particularly with families, because the schools are excellent.
Have you got people that are waiting to help you out?
I do majority of them myself. I'll park the J and she can strip some walls, no doubt.
Richard has clearly made his decisions about the division of labour, but has he made decisions about how he will revitalise that dated decor?
Basically, to keep it neutral as possible, really. We don't really put our own personal touch on it too much because, as I say, it's not going to be our property at the end of the day.
And what are you going to do? Are you going to sell or rent?
Well, I shall either look at, if there's enough money in it, I shall just resell it. If there's not enough money, once I've done the work, I'll just add it to my rental portfolio.
Richard has got this right for sure. Don't get too personal about the property and always have a plan B. I'm glad he's saying bye-bye to the bathroom right after this interview, in fact. I think creating this new sleek bathroom here should really add value.
And what kind of budget are you giving yourself?
I'd say between 3,500 and 5,000 should be plenty.
To do everything, from this to what you want it finished?
As I say, because you do the work yourself, you can keep the budget down.
Richard is hoping to get some input on the interiors from partner Jane. The one area, of course, he can't, and no one who isn't qualified should ever attempt, are gas fittings. But he will, as he said, do loads himself, including plumbing and decorating. Richard describes himself as a part-time developer, but he's not always been in the property game.
Well, so the main job was in sales, and I was travelling throughout the country and overseas, which is not good, as I say, with a couple of young kids. Jay and I then purchased a traditional sweet shop 3 or 4 years ago.
Sweet shop, you say?
Sweet shop.
I do like the sweets, by the way. I can see this. Figure of strength, sir.
So, yeah, we had a traditional sweet shop. During that time, I purchased some properties, which I've rented out. But now, it's getting to a point where the properties is taking up most of the time. So, yeah, this is going to be more my field now.
I can't sugarcoat it. I think Richard has made the right decision building up his portfolio, and it gives him time to follow his favourite football team then. We're in the Midlands, so could it be my old club Aston Villa? Wolverhampton Wanderers? The Wolves? Hope not.
I follow the Wolves for my sin.
Now, that is a sin.
It is a sin.
But I'll allow it on this occasion, being an ex-Villa.
Yeah.
I know you like Villa as well, don't you?
Not really.
That'll be a no then, won't it?
Yeah.
I like playing Wolves, actually, at Molineux, because I always tend to score there when I play.
You do? Always?
Sorry, mate, I had to get that in there.
You should have done a few out goals, that'd be better.
There was that as well, mate. There was that as well.
Yeah.
But listen, mate, I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
I know you're going to do well, and you're very positive, and if you've got Jane by your side, you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Good luck.
Thanks very much.
Good
Cheers.
luck. Take care, Richard.
Cheers.
Now, Richard seems confident enough to do all the work himself. And with him knowing the area, he feels positive he'll be able to get a quick sale at a good price. You can find out how he gets on later on in the programme.
Coming up in Honest When Wales, a design disaster changes 3 bedrooms into 2.
It's now got 2 doors leading into it, which is really weird.
And in Wombourne, Richard too is dealing with disaster of the flooding kind.
All the water started flooding through all the ceilings.
Earlier in the show, I was in the popular London borough of Earlsfield to see a 1-bedroom flat that was in need of updating, starting with the retro wallpaper.
You're just going to love this yellow wallpaper. It's nearly come back into fashion.
But there was massive potential when it came to the layout.
And right at the front of the property, you've got the sitting room. A great space, really lovely high ceilings. But I'm just wondering, I don't think this is the best use of space. I think you could possibly move the kitchen from right the way down the end of the hallway and bring it up here. This is such a big room, it can take it. You could even move the doorway to that bedroom down a little bit. So you just open this whole place up. Then you would free the kitchen up and you would make that into a bedroom, turning this into a 2-bedroom flat.
Mahmood and his wife Lami chose this 70s flat as their debut development and parted with $361,000 at auction. But while they were going to upgrade the decor and sell it on, they both professed a love of tiles. And Lami thought Mahmood might have some quirky design ideas.
Lami, how quirky is he? Like what? Like what would he add that's too quirky?
You know, he might find a bit of a tree outside and bring it inside and decide to add that as a piece of art.
Mahmood was certainly keeping some ideas close to his chest, but I did manage to change his mind about the plans for the layout.
Because I might go with your plans, it's going to hold my contract, which is going to start tomorrow.
But now, have I just put a little spanner in the works?
Absolutely, absolutely. Now you make me basically
but listen,
hold my horses.
That's what I'm here for,
absolutely,
to make you hold your horses.
Oh, thank you very much.
They had originally intended on the renovation taking 6 to 8 weeks. We're back 6 months later. But did they really take on my advice?
You better hear what I'm saying. Take my advice. You better hear what I'm saying. You better hear what I'm saying. You better hear what I'm saying. Take my advice. You better hear what I'm saying. You better hear what I'm saying.
It seems they did take my advice, and it's now a 2-bed and a very modern, stylish one at that.
You better hear what I'm saying. You better hear what I'm saying.
At the back of the flat, originally it was the kitchen. The idea was to relocate the kitchen and to have the bedroom at the back, which is less noise and less hassle for whoever wants to sleep. So
it was a bit awkward, wasn't it?
That's right.
It was a little bit awkward. We found the kitchen. It was just sort of dumped at the back there, and this sort of felt like this could be a combination of both.
That's right. Yes.
So we thought, why not have a kitchen here and combine this really and utilise that as a bedroom
and create also an suite in the back of the bedroom.
We're quite happy with the ensuite,
yes,
actually.
Yeah, well, I think the finishing was and
the ensuite. Yeah,
yes,
it's quite a little sweet little ensuite shower room.
True.
Keeping the original bedroom and then making what was the kitchen into another bedroom and adding an ensuite in that bedroom is exactly what I suggested. I do like their idea of merging the original loo and bathroom. That will certainly add more value, and the quality of finish throughout is a very high spec.
We have a fondness towards tiles generally, so I think we didn't want to go too cheap really on the look.
That's right, yes.
So
I mean,
we may have spent a little bit more, and
to be honest, I didn't care about the money. I just wanted to make sure that the flat looked nice, homey, beautiful.
I think we treated the whole project really like you know, it was our own place. So we gave it every detail, even till now, to the last touches. We're sort of making sure they're 100% because we are treating it like our place.
They've taken longer than intended. Well, I hope that wasn't my fault, chaps. Holidays and various mishaps did also cost time. But as I've often said, getting too personally involved in the renovation of a property you're not actually planning on living in, it can make costs soar. What impact did that have on their budget?
The original budget was 35k. I got it completely wrong,
I did say that.
Honest. Yes,
yeah,
and
I
she
did say
did
that.
say that. I mean, to be honest, until now, and then this is 65k plus. During the building, we changed our mind. And that's
well, you did, not me.
Yes, yeah, but that the builder didn't like.
He did.
My wife, eventually, she took over as a project manager.
Not quite planned.
Yes. And she was very helpful. And every time she called me, this is the price. I said, just pay it, pay it. And here we are.
Yes, here we are, Mahmood. 30 grand over budget. Oopsie. And here we are, inviting 2 local estate agents to give us their opinions.
The property has undergone a complete refurbish to a good standard, and it will certainly attract plenty of buyers in the local market.
The refurbishment looks to have been done to a high standard. The kitchen and bathroom fittings look of a high quality, and I think they'll appeal to anybody buying a property like this.
So after spending a total of $426,000 acquiring and renovating the property, can Mahmood and Lami make a profit? Now, this agent thinks the flat would sell for between $475,000 and $500,000. The other agent has valued it at $550,000, based on his opinion that the loft space would add value, as would Earlsfield's growing popularity thanks to regeneration nearby. At $550,000, that could mean a pre-tax profit of £124,000. So what do they make of those values?
I'll go with the 550.
Yeah, I think 550 sounds more or less sort of around the sort of ball figure.
That's right, yes.
That we think this is worth, really.
That's right, yeah.
The top rental valuation given by the agents was £1,650 per calendar month, which would give just a 4.6% yield. No surprise then, with those figures, that the couple are dead set on selling. They should make a tidy profit despite their overspend. But given Lami was left to get on with project managing, what's Mahmood's verdict on her efforts?
Good job.
Oh,
I'm
thanks.
Happy. Good job.
I'm looking forward to a nice holiday somewhere.
Definitely.
These mist-covered mountains.
Well, if it's a holiday you're after, how about some fresh mountain air, maybe here in Wales? This is Oniswen, a Welsh valley village near to Treorchy.
Well, like other parts of the Rhondda Valley, Oniswen was once just green valleys and hills. But with the advent of the coal mines came coal miners and coal miners' cottages like these.
In addition to its beautiful setting, Oniswen has a direct train line to Cardiff, so those trains nowadays are carrying commuters, not coal.
So what am I here to see? Well, it's a classic Welsh Valley property. 2-bed, end of terrace. Guide price £34,000 plus. Elevated position, like the stonework. Let's take a look inside.
And I also really like the views. Look at that.
So, what's it like? Well, quite a good first impression. Well, if you ignore the complete mess. Good open plan feel, we like that. It stairs up to your bedrooms there, and then there's this large space here. Obviously you've got a fireplace there, so you've got an open fire. And then through to what? This would have originally been a 2 up, 2 down, so this is obviously some kind of an extension at the back. Oh my word, this is the kitchen. You've got a downstairs loo, which is a surprise. And then it gets a bit weird as you head over here. Kind of this lean-to-y bit with this extremely large beam going across there. And what's that? It's a rabbit hutch. A range cooker. Hope the two aren't linked.
Oh, there was me thinking Welsh rarebit was cheese on toast. I should say at this point that no animals, rabbits or otherwise, were harmed during this production. Now, back to this kitchen. What is going on with the roof? This will need fixing, as will some of the damp areas in the living room. But upstairs, there's some good news born out of a bad layout.
So upstairs, currently 2 bedrooms, but that wouldn't be that difficult to change because this front one, as you can see, has been converted from 2 bedrooms originally. It's now got 2 doors leading into it, which is really weird. Yes, it's a good size space, and yes, it's lovely that you've got the views out of 2 windows, but really, put the dividing wall back in here, turn it back into 2 rooms as it originally was.
Don't make no sense. Don't make no sense, baby.
You need 2 entrances to this bedroom like you need a rabbit hutch under the sink. In other words, you don't. So split the room and you have 2 bedrooms to add to the other existing bedroom. Hey presto, a 3-bedroom house. My next trick isn't a rabbit out of the hat, it's a surprisingly spacious garden.
Well, for a terrace property, you might expect a fairly small rear garden, but that's not the case here. It's obviously very, very steeply inclined. Well, we are built onto the side of a Welsh hill, for goodness sake. But lots of space. You've got a pond, you've got this little sheddy thing here, and then over this way, this rather intriguing construction. It is actually a garage. That's good news. Why? Because it doesn't like, well, it's in that good a condition. However, what you've got to get into it is rear access, so that's brilliant.
Garage parking is a bonus, and a summer house is very nice too. This house has additional accommodation. Sadly, it's a neglected old caravan. I see potential in this lot, guided at £34,000. Does a local property expert see any more potential problems?
It looks as if the plaster walls have been renovated, so that's a big plus for it. Doors and windows look pretty sound. Upstairs, I think, needs a little bit of work. Still some old-fashioned polystyrene tiles to the ceilings, which would need to be replaced. But overall, I think it's a pretty sound property.
So, some positives and some fire hazards with those polystyrene tiles. Downstairs bathroom, should you move it upstairs? That's always the question.
I think downstairs bathroom isn't an issue in the valleys. We do accept that the bathrooms are kept downstairs to ensure there's 3 bedrooms or more than 2 bedrooms. So 3 bedrooms upstairs, bathroom downstairs is quite acceptable.
It's always good to know the expectations of the local market and save yourself some time and money leaving the bathroom where it is. Upstairs, though, am I right about the big knock-through bedroom? One way to find out is to compare values.
Once the refurbishment has been complete, resale value, if it was kept as a 2-bedroom, would probably be in the region of £65,000 to £70,000. And if it was converted back to the 3 bedrooms, I would expect the valuation to be in the region of £75,000.
Well, there's obviously work to be done, but intrinsically it's a solid house, and for that guide price, you know what, I don't think you can go too far wrong. Let's see who agreed when it went under the hammer.
So lot number 14, which is an end of terrace house, 2 bedrooms, guided at £34,000. Start me, where will you start me? Nice round figure to start at, 30,000. Make it 25 then if you want. 25, wave a hand at me. Thank you, 25, I got you there. At 25, now 6 can I see? At 25 at the back, 6 I'm looking for. 25 then, with the maiden bidder, here we go again. Thank you, 26, 26, now back to you at 7, 27, 28, 29, 29 and 30, 31, 31, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 35, 34 and a half, that helps you. 34 and a half, 35 back to you. No, at 34 and a half, are you sure? At £34,500 here then, for the first time. 35, thank you, 35. If I can't see you, feel free to shout. 35, back to you at 35 and a half, no. At 35 then here, for the first time, second time, third and last time at £35,000. Yours, so thank you, number 13, thank you very much.
The successful bidder was Oliver, paying £35,000. He has been developing properties as a sideline for 12 years, and he appeared at the end terrace with the inbuilt rabbit hutch to tell us his plans.
Oliver, good to meet you.
You too.
Have you got a rabbit?
No. For the hutch in the kitchen.
Yes.
No, no.
So tell me why you wanted to buy this place.
Just the location. It's near the train station. It's in Treorchy, which I'm a big fan of. It's a very bustling Welsh town. So, no, it's nice. I liked it. Had a good feeling.
Good. It doesn't sound like you've got a particularly strong Welsh accent. Are you from these parts?
No, Dorset.
Dorset?
Yeah. So
that's quite a schlep from here.
Yeah, well, I got property in the area, so had it for 10, 15 years now. So.
OK. What originally attracted you to this part of the country?
Just the return on your money, just the yield. In terms of investment to return, it's about 12, 13% down here, so very good. And the people are lovely.
Yeah.
Welsh people are fantastic.
Definitely. So why this particular house?
I didn't see it before you asked me. I didn't come inside. I just literally did a drive-by, saw the garden, saw the size, looked at the neighbours' houses.
So you didn't see the rabbit hutch?
No, I didn't. Couldn't get through. No, so it was just, I don't know, the neighbours' houses looked well kept, the area looked nice, and the house looked a good size for the money. So.
Do you often not look at them before you buy?
No, tend to go in. But I couldn't get down for the open day, so it was too far.
Right, so what did you think when you walked through the door?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. No, nice, but it was OK. It's better than I thought in terms of it being plumbed and rewired.
So had you seen it inside, would you still have bought it?
Yeah, I think so, for the money, definitely.
Oliver has broken a hammer golden rule, but he is experienced and knows the area well. Now that he's actually seen inside, what's his plan?
Well, I'm going to replace flooring in here, damp-proof, of course, the walls and the exterior wall, renew the kitchen, bathroom, trying to keep as much of the bathroom as we can to save money.
So what are the plans for upstairs?
Well, just I'd like to put a toilet and hand basin into the landing area where there's a little bit of area to put them into. At the moment, it's a 2-bed. I'd like to put it back to a 3-bed and then tidy it up and make it look half-decent. And just make it presentable, ready for the rental market.
So how much are you going to spend?
I'd like to say between 5 and 7.5. It's probably going to be more likely 7.5 to 8, I would have thought.
Does that require you doing a lot of the work?
Yeah, most of the work.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you handy?
Yes, try to be, as best as I can.
What's your background?
IT, randomly.
Oh, right.
But learned from my father, sort of interior designer, who worked in London, spent many summers learning the trade from him. And so I picked it up and I really enjoy it. It's good fun.
Great. Is there anything you can't turn your hand to?
Well, obviously the specialist stuff like electrics and plumbing, I'll let the other guys, even though I'll have a go at the first fix and let the chaps come in and do all the vital connections, I think. So
right.
As much of it as I can do, I will do.
Oliver might not have an army of tradespeople coming to help him other than for the tricky bits, but the General is looking to march this to market in 2 to 3 months. If he's coming all the way from Dorset, that could be a very long march indeed.
And how are you going to do it? I mean, obviously your home is in Dorset.
Yes.
Are you going to base yourself here?
I'll come down and live on site, some
Right.
camping, as there is a caravan in the back garden. So. Came free with every purchase. So, no.
Well, that's quite convenient.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then on to the next project?
Yes, hopefully. Yeah, I've got another one in Dorset starting after this one, so we'll see.
Right.
Flats or conversion to flats.
Well, listen, congratulations. Good luck with it.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing how you get on. Well, it seems like it'll be Oliver on his own without his army who'll be sorting this place out. But he's certainly chosen well when it comes to a property that can deliver a good yield. How will it look when he's finished it? You can find out later in the show.
Well, time's passed, but we've already caught up with one property.
But we still need to check in on 2 more.
Did they stick to their timescales and budgets? Let's find out.
Back to Wombourne, a village outside Wolverhampton, where I found a 3-bed semi that needed, well, virtually nothing doing to it, except maybe a move into this decade. The dated decor and the pink sink needed to go, but there was only one thing that I could see that might put some buyers off. There have been studies of late that have linked pylons to health issues. Now, there's no conclusive evidence of that, but I'm pretty sure it would put some people off buying a property so close. Former salesman, sweet shop owner and part-time property developer Richard wasn't put off by the pylons. Having bought this for £100,000, he was ready to do the work himself. I doubt he told his partner Jane how he planned to divide the workload.
I'll get my partner Jane. She can strip some walls, no doubt.
We're back 3 months later to see if Jane has torn a strip off him or the walls. Looks good to me. Richard has done a great job here if he did it all himself, or did he have a little help and get a chance to sit back and play foreman?
I obviously was the foreman, but I did a lot of the jobs myself. Obviously all the electrics. A guy I know quite well, he's helped me decorate. Another guy's helped me a little bit of plastering. I can plaster patches, but not complete walls. And I've had a little help with the gas works as well, because I will deal with the plumbing, but not the gas side of things.
So a little bit of help from friends. Richard has brought this house into the 21st century. Replacing the bathroom suite was a must, but it led to big problems.
The biggest problem with the property was definitely the plumbing. It's something you don't envision that you'd have to replace the lot. I had to rip the bathroom out, but before I ripped the bathroom out, I had to rip all the floorboards out, because when I turned the stopcock on, all the water started flooding through all the ceilings. So it was a case of having to actually re-plumb the whole of the house, because every single joint had corroded. For some reason, they'd used compression fittings as opposed to a soldered joint, and there was actually stainless steel pipes with like a brass or copper fitting, and I think there was a reaction between the two metals, and that's hence caused the leakage. It's not a costly exercise, it's more of a time-consuming exercise.
And that flood had a knock-on effect in the kitchen.
I mean, the original plan was to just basically tart up the original kitchen, but because of the water leakage problems, I found when I opened all the cupboards that all the carcasses were now rotten. So it was a case of, right, we need to change the kitchen as well.
I thought Richard said it was time-consuming and not costly. New kitchens cost. How much did it eat into his budget?
The original budget was between 3,500 and 5,000. I'm fractionally over the top level at 5,200, but that does include a brand new kitchen, and also I have recarpeted the whole of the house top to bottom as well. So to only be 200 over with new kitchen and carpeting, I think I've done quite well, really.
He's done well with his dosh, but it's not surprising he's gone a little over timescale.
Well, I was hoping to get the job completed within 10 weeks. I'm fractioning over that. I'm up to 12 weeks, but that's due to school holidays, and I thought it was more important to spend a few quality weeks with the children.
A tiny bit over budget is forgivable, considering the bathroom disaster, and you can't begrudge a timescale extending to have good family time. Now we need thoughts of 2 local estate agents to see if the hard work was worthwhile.
This is the second time I've been into the property, and in the main, it's a lot of what they've done has been cosmetic. They've redecorated, they've put new carpets in, and they've made it very nice.
I like the idea with the carpets going all the way through. Kitchen and bathroom seem to be done to a good standard.
Richard's total spend is just over £105,000, and if he could make a profit on a resale, that was the way he wanted to go. Otherwise, he was into his rental portfolio.
The resale market value for this property I would place at around about £135,000. The rental market for this property I would place at about £650 per calendar month.
If the current owners wish to resell the property, then I would imagine that they would achieve in the region of £130,000 to £135,000. But alternatively, if they wish to rent the property out, then they'd probably achieve in the region of £650 per calendar month.
Obviously, it'll be just under £30,000 profit in a few weeks, which is not bad. Nearly Premier League football. How you doing?
Yeah, it might be nearly Premier League wages with that pre-tax profit of just under £30,000, but your banter's definitely lower league, Richard. He could get a 7.4% yield at rental, so what's he going to do?
Regarding selling on, it's something I'll definitely be doing. I was always envisioning around the £25,000 to £30,000 profit, so yeah, I'll be at the auction in 2 days' time and maybe get another one.
Richard has decided to stop being a candy man and sell his sweet shop, but life is still sweet for the Premier League property developer.
I'm hoping to get a new property shortly. That'll probably give me a month, 6 weeks off while legals are sorting the things out, allow me to spend time with Ellie and George, the kids, and my partner Jane and her son Harry.
Earlier in the show, I was in the Rhondda Valley village of Oniswen. At a guide price of £34,000 and with views to die for, this two-bed semi seemed a steal, until the rather eccentric modifications inside brought you back down to earth with a bump.
And then it gets a bit weird as you head over here. Kind of this lean-to-y bit with this extremely large beam going across there. And what's that? It's a rabbit hutch.
Yes, you know, it's going to be a strange day on Homes Under the Hammer when a rabbit hutch under the sink in the kitchen isn't the weirdest thing about a property. Because upstairs I found out that the two-bed house had in fact been a three-bed house, but was now missing a partition wall. I said put the wall back and give it a proper layout. Fixing all those oddities fell to Oliver. He paid £35,000 for it and could call upon 12 years' experience developing property as a sideline.
Have you got a rabbit?
No. For the hutch in the kitchen?
Yes.
No.
But Oliver would have to make like a hare to meet his 2 to 3 month timescale. He planned to sort out this kitchen and fix some damp areas on the gable end wall too.
So what are the plans for upstairs?
At the moment it's a 2-bed. I'd like to put it back to a 3-bed and then tidy it up and make it look half decent. And just make it presentable, ready for the rental market.
4 months on, the exterior is looking good. The property's steep but very large rear garden has been tidied, but let's see what it's like inside. Cleaner, brighter, better. Oliver took a wise step in my opinion, putting the large bedroom back to 2 bedrooms. The 3rd bedroom has been redecorated too. This is now a 3-bed house, and as Oliver promised, he has even managed to get a neat shower room on the top floor. Despite having the help of a friend, it's all taken 4 months, rather than his original estimate of 2 to 3, but there was a lot to do.
We've done pretty much everything. Dry lined the house, new kitchens, new bathrooms, new flooring, new carpets, new paintwork, a lot, yeah, from last time you were here filming. So downstairs, it was open plan, we got it, so we just refreshed the paintwork, put new flooring down, new skirting boards, new radiators. We turned it from a 2-bed into a 3-bed with what was a cupboard is now a bathroom, shower room, so just a small shower room. And the cupboard would be not used really, so I thought I'd turn it into a toilet, hand basin, but then I thought, well, it'd be nice to have a shower out there as well, seeing as the plumbing was up there. We thought, why not? So we put it in.
An upstairs shower room is a good idea and should add value. It's also meant he can keep the downstairs loo that sits at the back of a revamped kitchen.
So this is the kitchen. We replaced the roof initially because it was leaking, letting a lot of water. Now lets in much more light. That was a problematic area with the water. Once the kitchen was all fitted, we found big puddles of water every morning. We dug down and it was a leaking pipe, which we fixed and replaced all the floor. Renewed all the units, as you see with everything else, new wall units. and replaced what was the Edwardian sort of ship's timber and made it look much more modern up here, and it's come out really well. I like it.
Digging up floors and unexpected plumbing problems can be potentially pricey. In fact, Oliver hoped his budget would be between £5,000 and £8,000, but he has spent...
£8,500, so not including my labour, so...
Not bad at all, given the amount of work Oliver and his friend have done. But what do two local agents think of the work? Let's start with the agent who saw it before.
A good job has been made. Improved the kitchen, bathroom facilities, made it into 3 bedrooms. I believe it was 2 bedrooms initially, which is more beneficial for the property. And overall, a very nice job.
I particularly like the size of the property. At the rear, there is a good-sized garden, and at the front, we have an outstanding view of the valley.
Oliver wanted to add this to his rental portfolio, but having spent a total of £43,500 on the property, might there be profit in selling it?
I would recommend the property be placed on the open market at an asking price of £79,950.
We would probably be looking at a marketing figure of between £75,000 and £80,000.
Yeah, it's about right, 74, 70. That's roughly what I thought, between 74 and 79, yeah, for the area. So, not hugely shocked, I think, so a little bit shocked, but yeah, it's about right.
Yes, that is about right, but that £36,500 pre-tax profit is not enough to change Oliver's mind. He still wants to rent. So, what do the agents estimate it could be worth on the rental market? And how does that compare to the rate he's already charging his current tenants?
Rental-wise, in the current market, the property would achieve between £450 and £475 per calendar month.
I would recommend the property be placed on the market for rental of £400 per calendar month.
Yeah, I'm actually getting the top end of that. 475 is what the tenants pay. So yeah, that's again about right, really. A little bit more than other properties, but I think I've spent a bit more in terms of inside and everything else. It's much nicer for them.
Oliver has achieved a 13% yield and is planning to expand his portfolio further. He was camping on site to develop this property. Any desire to do that again?
I'd like to say I wouldn't camp on site, but you know, sometimes needs must, so we'll see. Hopefully the next house won't be as bad as this one, maybe, or you know, maybe worse, so we might have to not camp on site. We'll see.
Well, that's just about it for today's show.
But there is always something new to learn in this business.
So join us next time for more auction tales.
We'll see you then.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.